can get on this motherfucker and tell every last one of them to suck my big black long dick. And I ain't got to worry about them recording it, sending it to no fucking job or whatever the fucking case may be. I ain't worrying about none of that. They can't do nothing to me. I can tell them to kiss my entire black ass. Straight up. I beat the fuck out you. I shoot. I can say all that violent shit to them and don't have to worry about no consequences because, for one, none of them will never come and seek me. The only thing they're going to do is get on YouTube, get on panels, and talk shit. That's it. That's the only thing remotely to any, like, counterattack that they'll do to me. I know them bastards are watching. At least one of them watching. I tell you what, out of you 25 that's watching, suck my dick. The ones that I'm talking about, suck my fucking dick. See how easy it was for me? We self-made over here. Me and my bros, these sandbox, these people I grew up around. We get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I can, like I said, a motherfucker, and that's Umar fake ass Umar sector try to pull up at my establishment where I work at. We subject to jump the shit out of your ass. You're dealing with people that don't play fair. They don't play fair. They not gonna leave it on YouTube and keep it on YouTube. They want to dig up all kind of other shit and yeah, that's sucker shit, man. Sucker shit need to be executed. See how it's easy for me to say that and I ain't got to worry about no repercussion. They need to be fucking executed. They all need to be blindfolds, taken to the back somewhere and get that kill tech and swing that bitch from east to west. These are people that need to be lined up blindfold and the motherfucker with a chopper need to go swing that bitch from east to west. I'm dead ass serious. See, they know they can't box me in, and they know they can't box with me. They can't box with me, the men. They don't want to shoot with me, and they can't, like, blackball me out of any fucking thing. Everything I do, I get it out of the mud. I stand 10 toes, like, on some boss shit for real. They can't do that to me. You can't sucker me like that. And that, you know, I can't be bought, and there's no way you can stop. Only way you can stop what I'm doing is you bring your coward ass here and kill me. That's it. Faith, you say, you late, what's the topic? No, I'm talking to Let Me See Your Transcript. I don't know if you know who Let Me See Your Transcript is. I'm talking to Let Me See Your Transcript. Another YouTube content creator made a unusual video today expressing herself. You gotta give a person room to express themselves. But the only thing I'm saying to her is, you have to do it differently than how, like, I can do it. Like, I can cuss every motherfucker out in a sector, and I ain't got to worry about them calling no fucking job, trying to goddamn, they can know where I hang out at. Me and my bro, we'll fuck around and fuck them up. You know what I mean? We might jump their ass. You know what I'm saying? They pulling up at where I get my paper at. We might jump their ass. But she is working for the Board of Education.
Anti-Afro Svengalis right off the top. Be careful who you associate yourself with, and be careful who tries to align themselves with you. Be very careful, people. This video on purpose has been delayed. I had planned to do a response video after all this stuff came up about CPS. Now I'm going to try my hardest to limit the names in this video because there are very specific reasons why I'm going to name certain names and very specific reasons why I'm not going to name others. So the situation, as many of you may recall, there was a report made to CPS based on instructions given by a law enforcement officer after an individual had serious concerns about certain content creators stalking her child's YouTube page. So the person took the instructions from law enforcement to make a CPS report. Then you had other people coming up accusing other people of making reports on the same family, and they had nothing to do with it. So it was all over the place, everywhere. Then in the midst of all this, you know, people are giving their opinions. You have a person who came up on the screen and was given his, 2 cents, and it just delved into the bizarre. The person was driving, I guess, a work van and was just ranting, going everywhere, saying all of these things. It was really bizarre. Now, I do not make any statement regarding this person's screen name because I refuse to label this person or describe this person by this actual screen name. HK, I say Dumble Ding Dong. That's the nickname that I've given the person. So Dumble Ding Dong was on YouTube. Just, it's one of the most bizarre videos I've ever seen. He was actually on here threatening physical violence, also declaring he's going to make me watch him pistol whip somebody. I don't know how that would be arranged. He was also saying, and it's important I review what he said because what's going to come behind it is what you really need to listen to, that he was going to run the person over. Like he said, if you were here, I would push the gas hard, I'm paraphrasing, and run you over with this van. The person also stated, Dumble Ding Dong, he was going to put a pistol in this person's mouth, that he was so angry. And this person didn't make the CPS report. He had gone off into all other territories. So you have, I'm going to run you over with a van. I'm going to pistol whip you. And not only am I going to pistol whip you, I'm going to make me, Afro Svengalis, watch. And then he's going to stick a gun or a pistol in the mouth of the person who had nothing to do with the CPS report. And then he said he was going to be slapping that person so many times. If the person went to church and was reading out of the Bible, he was going to slap that person over and over again as soon as the person opened up the Bible. It was extremely violent. And he was calling people, he was calling me a bitch. He was calling the person who came onto YouTube and stated that she called CPS and the reasons for calling CPS. He was calling her a white bitch. He was going everywhere. But you know what really struck me about that video? I mean, to hear somebody refer to someone that you care about in terms of them deserving a beatdown, and a beatdown for what? There's no reason to beat anybody down because you don't agree with what they're saying. My God, but this person was, let me sidetrack for a second before I tell you the punchline, if you will. The person was talking about how he didn't care because he'd been in juvenile detention and he's been incarcerated as an adult. The person may not care. That is that person talking. So I hope none of you think if this person is verbalizing he doesn't care, I pray you don't adopt that attitude about not caring. Therefore, if you had a history of juvenile involvement with the system, you wouldn't care to the point that you would carry that over to your adult world, and you still wouldn't care. He was saying F and everything. He was swearing all over the place. Hopefully, that did not serve to be an impression you want to embrace if you value your freedom. So let me get back to the punchline. I don't want to leave that because this is the most important part. When the person was making all of these incredibly violent, very specific threats of, I don't know what you think you're going to do when you put a pistol in someone's mouth. Anything can happen. It can go off. I mean, obviously, the person was communicating the strong desire to commit grave bodily injury or death without saying he was going to kill the person. And then he said at one point, and don't worry, I'm not going to forget the punchline. I'm just going to beat them up. It was really bizarre. And then he started complaining about, they're just going to call the cops. I'm going to make sure you live. I'm just going to beat you up. It was really just beyond bizarre. And then he was grabbing his crotch saying, suck my dick, suck my dick. Look at this. Put the camera down here. And what was the reason for this person in their mind to engage in this conduct? They don't agree with what somebody says. They don't agree with the stance they take, whatever the stance is. This is a reason to communicate the intent to perpetrate potentially life-ending violence on another person and wanting me to watch it all be carried out. Now, let's get closer to this specific CPS issue. The person stated, they're not going to come. The reason why they called them, because they know I'll take care of business. Because apparently when child welfare / CPS, whatever department you call it, showed up at the home of the content creator, who the content creator was recording it, that was blown up to be, look what you did to this family. Look what you did to this person. And it's interesting how mainly the focus was on the adult. Secondarily, most people were saying something about the children. To their credit, to several brothers out there, they were placing the children as a priority. And I thank you for that, because people want to act like they care about a family and they're thinking about the adult. The adult is offended. So, and it was galling, and it knocks down all these myths that only women or females care about children. No, it was mainly the brothers talking about what effect this would have on the children. That doesn't negate the fact that there very well could have been an issue that needed to be addressed. And that is up to the authorities to investigate. We don't investigate what's happening. We don't know. We're not living there. But if there are issues that were in public view, it is our responsibility as adults to do something. People can disagree all day long. Nobody will pull me off that stage about our priority to take care of children. It doesn't matter whose children they are. It can't be it's nobody's business if it's a child. If we see it, we are responsible as adults to let those who have the position to investigate to do just that. Now, let me tell you about the punchline. What disturbed me the most was this person, Dumble Ding Dong, making these horrendous threats of violence, potentially life-ending violence. And he was calling out. He was shouting you out, brothers. You hear me? He was shouting your names out. I'm not going to tell you the names that he was shouting out because I know you don't want to be associated with any type of conduct. If someone did something to you and your family, like in the flesh, okay, perhaps you're going to take a stand and it's going to be physical. It's going to be immediate. But this person was talking about his own situation that he created. He was saying things like, I'm going to use my name, my screen name, so we don't get anybody else involved. He was saying, yes, if you were in front of me, I'd run you over and I put the gas on. And then he'd say, shout out to anti-Afro Svengalis. I'm rocking with that brother. And he would go on and on about how this brother is this brother is that. And again, I'm using my name because I'm not putting anyone else's name into this. Oh no, not about this anyway. And then he'd go back to saying, suck my dick. You see us? Suck my dick. He would talk about getting his dick sucked and says, you had your mouth around several dicks. He would talk like that. And then he'd say, I want to hand it to anti-Afro Svengalis. That brother is down. Then he would go on. After every violent threat he made, he was shouting you all out. And these were incredibly violent threats. How many of you, it doesn't matter your opinion about CPS, you want your name associated with that? Which means if something ever happened and your name is mentioned, there's every indication that you might be approached. What is the purpose of somebody coming onto a public space talking about their plans and their desires to perpetrate potentially life-threatening violence and they're bringing everybody else along. I think that's cowardly crap. If you got an issue with someone, why can't it be about that person? Why is he shouting out you all and associating you with this type of criminal conduct? It is criminal conduct to get on the internet and threaten specific, graphic, life threatening, or potentially grievous bodily injury type violence. These are very specific threats. And why? Because they don't agree with someone. Because he doesn't agree with someone. He doesn't like the person. In fact, he was screaming and hollering about, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, niggas, I hate you. People, it was really bizarre. And then he was acting all big and bad, but then he took the video down. It doesn't compute, people. If you're big and bad, do what the KKK does. Yes, we said it. We're proud that we said it. What are you going to do about it? I'm not changing my mind, and I don't care if you put me in, I don't care if you charge me. I said this, this, and this. No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't go KKK-esque and stand by what he said, believes in, or what do you call it, white supremacists, Aryan nation, who don't deny any of their belief systems. They don't go taking stuff down and retracting things. They stand by what they believe in. And no, I am not tooting a horn of white supremacists. I'm just giving you an example of someone who says that they're down with something. You're down with it. You don't go taking a video off YouTube. Why? If that's what you meant, leave it up and bear the consequences should there be any. It doesn't make any sense to record a video and snatch it down when you're acting all big and bad and you're going to be kicking this person's ass and putting pistols in people's mouths and running people over with vans. Why then would you be so worried that you would take the video down? That doesn't make any sense. And then you want to know even really bizarre is what came, I believe, a couple of weeks before. This person did a live stream and was trying to give, let me see your handcuffs, advice about what she should and shouldn't be doing because people can come after her job. Are you serious? I wouldn't be saying that. I'm going to give you some advice because you did a video. This is one of her videos that she snatched down. What are these people acting all big and bad and snatching down videos? She went on the video, was calling people, brothers, all kinds of MFers and bitches and bastards and prostitutes and parking lot hoes and all this really gender attacking language, not to just Conscious TV, to several other brothers in these YouTube spaces, here in these YouTube blocks. She was cursing you out. This is the same, let me see your handcuffs. He was screaming at you all, demanding that you come for me. That you come for me on account of her. What the hell for? Because she doesn't agree with what I have to say. Come for anti-Afro Svengalis. Strike her channel because she's using your content. She was hollering and screaming at you all, and now she's calling you bastards and MFers and prostitutes and parking lot hoes and bitches and all of this. Oh, don't let me forget, she was also calling you niggas. She's a school teacher. It doesn't matter if you're also black. You are not allowed to use race attacking language. And she was calling you all black niggas and niggas this. Yes, I said it. You niggas. She was going off. And the nerve of this, to think you're going to come for me. For what? She's the one that should be dragged. I'm not draggable. I have not personally attacked any brother in these YouTube streets. I have responded only. If I'm responding to someone, that's not draggable. If I run around here and just pick out somebody messing with the brother, you could drag me from here to kingdom come. She's jumping all over you all. She demanded that you drag me, and now she's calling you all kinds of black niggas and bitches and parking lot thoughts and hoes. She was calling all kinds of names. And she is the one that needs to be dragged. It's going to take 24 of you to do it, okay, physically, but she needs to be dragged. I better not be dragged behind defending myself. That doesn't make any sense. If you're defending yourself and you get dragged, it's when you start shit with people, is when you need to get dragged. And when you're lying on people, that's when you need to get dragged. When you're harassing people, that's when you need to get dragged. And these are all the things that Let Me See Your Handcuffs is doing. And this is all the things that Dumble Ding Dong is doing. Nobody did anything to either one of these people. They simply don't like what you are saying. And this has occurred long before any CPS report went in. They have been doing just that. Dumble Ding Dong threatened to rape me and put me through sexual degradation, and this fool thinks he has a nerve to drag me and demand answers from me. I don't owe you any answers. I will never answer to you. You are low-life, crass garbage. And you have the nerve to sit here and think you're some role model for somebody when you're up here threatening death upon people. That shows you're not a man. If you have to threaten to kill somebody over disagreeing with what they say, you aren't a man. That is the worst example of a quote man. And then this fatherhood mafia, and you're talking about one of the women, you're calling her white. Wait a minute, the person you claim to be defending in the CPS thing has a white wife. You're a hypocrite. You don't know what side that you're on. You got splinters because you're straddling the fence. You're not taking a stand. You're just simply attacking people because you don't like them and you don't think you should get consequences. The same thing with Let Me See Your Handcuffs. Attacking people, talking shit about people. She is the one calling CPS and the police for no reason. There is absolutely zero reason for her to having attacked these people. Many people have come out of the woodwork on Let Me See Your Handcuffs because of the crap she's been doing, and she had absolutely no reason to do it. She's embroiled in a federal case where there's a gag order, and she's already helping the person violate the gag order. She doesn't listen to anybody, but she wants us to sit here and acquiesce to her bullshit demands, and she has this Dumble Ding Dong following her over the cliff. They'll go over the cliff together. This is Let Me See Your Handcuffs. So Dumble Ding Dong's trying to warn her about why she shouldn't be doing these things. Isn't that kind of interesting? Because he comes right behind her and makes the situation worse for him than it would be for her in relative terms. Because Let Me See Your Handcuffs has already sealed her own fate. There is no advice anybody can give Let Me See Your Handcuffs, because we've already captured all of the incriminating crap that she has said about so many people, and there's a long history of it. So she will have to be dealing with consequences. But for Dumble Ding Dong to come on and try to tell Let Me See Your Handcuffs what she should be doing, he should be worrying about himself. And so should those individuals who he mentioned. People cannot continue to come online and think that they can issue these types of threats and there will be no consequences. There will be consequences when you least expect it. Ask Grandmaster Jay. He never thought they were going to do anything to him. And where is he right now? He's not on social media because there's a federal court order pending trial that he not be on social media because he perpetrated criminal offenses utilizing social media. And then I am declaring what Dumble Ding Dong did is explicitly criminal, and he needs to be held accountable. Just like Let Me See Your Handcuffs, she needs to be held accountable in the context under which she has to answer to people. She hopefully, for her own sake, doesn't think that she is going to fly free with what she did to so many people. It's just not a tiff of this disagreement. These are very serious, ethical, and moral and policy violations that Let Me See Your Handcuffs engaged in. And she is definitely going to be held responsible for every single thing she has done. Count on that. Same goes for Dumble Ding Dong. Do not think what you did, you saying those things, and you're including me. How dare you talk, even say anything about me? You don't know shit about me. It's none of your damn business what my skin tone is. I don't answer to you, but you are going to answer to the law because you included me in those threats and those rape threats that you made. Don't you think I will forget about that? Because I won't. You were disgraceful, you were disgusting, and you brought your wife into it? I could be talking about my wife. What wife? I'm beginning to wonder. But do I really give a damn? No. You are the one that needs to keep my name out of your mouth. None of us have done anything to you, and your reaction is abnormal. It's not acceptable, and it certainly isn't going to be tolerated. That much you can count on. And if you really think you're going to put me in a position to have me watch you beat down a friend, I don't know what world you're living in, but it's not reality. People, do not let people threaten you. Do not let people intimidate you. You come on here to have what I hope would be considered a respite. Do you come here for people to attack you and threaten your life? I wouldn't think so. I'm certainly not going to break and run from social media because there are people who are out of control. I am not one of them. I haven't threatened anybody's life. People can accuse me of whatever they want to accuse me of. Bring on the proof. There are so many people out there who are in line to have business handled with them legally because they are out of control. And they come right here to YouTube in these spaces and think that we have to put up with their crap. No, do not put up with people threatening you. Take action, protect yourselves, protect your family. Most of all, never forget to heed the warning. Buyer beware.